What's up, everybody? I hope that this video finds you well and in excellent spirits. My name is Mel and welcome to my channel, Divine Feminine Works. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. This channel is everything tarot, astrology, and spirituality. So if those are the things that interest you, don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so you'll always be notified when I come out with new content. All right, this reading is the Divine Feminine's message to the Divine Masculine. This could be from a particular Divine Feminine to a particular Divine Masculine, or just a general overview of the Divine Feminine collective and what they think and would like to say to the Divine Masculine collective. You know, we all want to know what our counterpart is thinking and doing. Although a lot of us aren't focused on it, and trust me, being a Divine Feminine and being on this path for quite some time, I've been on this path for multiple years. In the beginning, you're always concerned about when are we going into union? What are they doing? What's this? What's that? Are they with a karmic? All of that. And it's so interesting to see how that focus has shifted. It's not to say that I don't think about my divine counterpart. I definitely do, but it's definitely not in the same way. And I feel like that's pretty characteristic of a lot of the Divine Feminines at this time. So many of us are concerned about, you know, our gifts, our purposes, our independence and taking care of ourselves. Like, I feel like that's where a lot of our focus has been directed. But nonetheless, we still think about our divine counterparts, whether we've met them before or not. Those who have, you know, are in separation from their divine counterpart, I feel like, you know, you definitely still want to know what's up with them, what's good, what they up to from time to time, make sure that they're okay. Others of you who have never met your divine counterpart, you're still wondering, like, okay, so I'm doing all this stuff. I feel like I'm on the right path. Is someone going to come, you know, and join me in this lifetime? Am I going to meet that person that I'm meant to be with? So we all have those inklings and we all have that desire to want to know what's going on. And this is definitely what this reading is about. And also just a message to the Divine Masculine, you know. The Divine Feminine is a bit further along in the journey than the Divine Masculine. And I know that there are times where I'm just like, yo, I really wish that I could just help my Divine Masculine along. Like, just let him know, okay, this is what you should look out for. But at the same time, I also know that people have to experience things on their own. And I can't tamper with anyone's development. They have to, the same way that I went through it at times by myself and I sort of was solitary on this part of the journey, you know, I'm realizing that the Divine Masculine has to go through the same thing. But it doesn't mean that I don't want to send him encouragement and good vibes, even if the person who I perceive to be my Divine Masculine may not be the person I end up with. That's perfectly fine. I may end up with a Divine Masculine, not just the one that I'm used to. But I still want to send them a message and let them know that, you know, everything's going to be okay. And, you know, to keep your head up, because again, this spiritual journey is not for the faint of heart. It can be very difficult at times, and any encouragement along the way is always good and always welcome. But enough blabbering. Let me get into the message. And Divine Masculine, this is the message that the Divine Feminine collective has for you. I've already picked out some oracle cards. We're going to get into those first, and then we're going to circle back into the tarot to add some more meaning and depth to these messages. So let's get into it. First card we have is Unfinished Symphony, and that's a number 10, followed by Adversity. And this says, I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. Followed by Interference, and this is a number 46, which reduces down to a 10, which is a 1. So already I'm seeing some turbulence here. And then we have a year from now. And finally we have the Eye of Horus. When I tell you, this is the Isis Oracle deck, and the messages from that deck are so on point, especially when it comes to the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine. So I'm very interested to see how this plays into the message. But off the bat, I see that the divine feminine wants you to know, divine masculine. They know that there is unfinished work here. Not even just between you and them. They know that there is unfinished work within yourself. They are aware of that. Whereas before, like I said, a lot of divine feminines were sort of obsessed with when are we going into union, and what is the karmic doing, and what is my divine masculine doing? What is he thinking? Again, we've shifted away from that thinking. And we are cognizant and can appreciate the fact that you yourself are an unfinished symphony. And that this relationship that we have with you is also an unfinished symphony. There's more work that needs to be done here. Right? The divine feminine is also saying that there is a bit of interference, or you are going to experience a bit of interference when it comes to the work that you need to finish. Again, this is not just on the level of us going into union or us rekindling or whatever that is. There's going to be interference with respect to that as well. But she also wants you to know that there's going to be interference and adversity that needs to be overcome as you develop yourself. And she's telling you this from a place of hindsight, because she has already, I'm sorry, I don't mean to say she. The divine feminine has already experienced that adversity and that interference. And she's letting you know, listen, this is what you need to look out for. Especially because a lot of divine masculines are just starting out on this journey. And we've got the number 10 here, which reduces down to a 1, which is the beginning. A lot of divine masculines are just waking up. They are just getting hip to this spiritual awakening, this spiritual journey, and they're starting to do the work. And divine feminine is like, yo, watch out for that pothole, or watch out for that obstacle, or watch out for that kid that's crossing the street. Like, your development is going to be interfered with. There's going to be some adversity that needs to be overcome. That's what's going to help you get to that next level. But she's telling you, I'm sorry, I keep saying she. I don't mean to say she, because we all embody masculine and feminine. But some of us are divine feminines, whether we are male or female. And some of us are divine masculines, whether we are male or female. So I'm sorry if I keep using she. Divine feminine wants you to know that in order to get to that next level, you're going to experience interference and adversity. So watch out for it. With this year, a year from now, I feel like there's going to be a major sort of milestone that is reached in a year from now. If you notice, there are lots of people on this card. You got people down here. And with this world here, I feel like it's this energy of coming together. It's this new earth. If you can see, it's like they've got their hands on this earth. It's almost like a planning meeting, right? It's almost like it's like a meeting where they're talking about the earth. They're talking about, if you notice on the earth, there's like a grid right there. So there is going to be a major milestone a year from now. I'm not getting this means that you're going to go into union a year from now. I feel like there's going to be a major shift, or we're actually going to be in this new earth a year from now. And within this year, divine masculine, expect interference, expect adversity. And then we've got the Eye of Horus. The Eye of Horus is all about, it says, awakening divine perception. You are now looking at things with your third eye, not your two natural eyes. You are seeing things from the perspective of the divine and of this spiritual enlightenment and this spiritual journey. And it's like your gifts are going to be coming online. They're going to be activated. That's what the divine feminine wants you to know. I feel like this message is not a cautionary tale, but it's like sort of like what I said before. We've been on this journey for a while, and we've sort of been the trailblazers for it. We meaning the divine feminine. And I feel like she just wants to tell you, look, this is what you can expect, divine masculine. You're going to start to see things completely differently. You're going to see the world differently. You're going to see adversity and interference differently. It's not just the case where you're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is so frustrating. I can't stand this. And yes, you do feel those things while on this journey, but you also understand the purpose of the adversity and the purpose of the interference. You're seeing things from a completely different perspective right now. You're seeing things from the divine. The divine is working through you and allowing you to see from a completely different vantage point. And again, there's unfinished business here between us, between divine feminine and divine masculine, and within the divine masculine themselves. So let's get into the tarot and see what other messages we have here. We've got the Nine of Pentacles. We've got the Tower. And we've got the World. The Ten of Wands. The Princess of Wands. Let's get one more. Got two more, but I'll take it. Okay. We've got the Prince of Pentacles. And we've got the Ten of Pentacles. All right. At the bottom of the deck, we've got the Ten of Swords. So right off the bat, divine masculine, divine feminine wants you to know that the adversity that she encountered, she was able to turn that into some money. It's like she was able to take that same adversity that you are experiencing or about to experience, divine masculine. Divine feminine is like, look at me as an example. I took all these rotten apples and I was able to make like a complete new apple orchard. Like, she is letting you know, look at me. If you are in the thick of it and if you are really stuck because of this turbulent time that you're experiencing, look to me as an example. I was able to take a horrible situation and turn it into the Ten of Pentacles. And look, I'm still working. I'm able to work. I'm able to have this abundant life. There is abundance on the other side of adversity. That's what the divine feminine wants you to know, divine masculine. That those burdens and that heartache, because we have two tens here. We've got the Ten of Wands and the Ten of Swords. It's like oppression and agony. This is what the divine feminine took and turned it into the Nine of Pentacles, followed by the Ten of Pentacles. Not only is the divine feminine independently abundant, she's got her ancestors behind her. This is my ancestors card. She's got the ancestors behind her, and she is on her way. She's creating a whole new lineage. This isn't just being able to buy nice things and have a nice home. The divine feminine is set up for generational wealth. Is set up to completely reset her lineage. That's what she's been able to take from the adversity and interference that she experienced. And she's like, yo, you could do the same thing, divine masculine. You can do the exact same thing. Like, there's hard lessons to learn, but there's good on the other side. There's actually great on the other side of it. And look, I can't help but notice this large eye. And we were talking about the eye of Horus here. She's like, divine masculine, you are going to bear witness to the destruction of old earth and the old you. You're going to see so much destruction. And it's going to fuel you. It's going to propel you forward. It's going to ignite this inner flame within you. And it's going to change you profoundly and give you, with the snake here on this world card, it's going to give you this level of wisdom that's going to allow you to have this new abundance and this new life and this new legacy. The whole point is divine masculine, look to the divine feminine as an example. Even if it's not your particular divine feminine, a divine feminine. I'm hearing like you need to hear their stories. I'm hearing two things. Number one, divine feminines, I'm going to need you. And when I say I don't mean I personally. I mean spirit, because this is how spirit is talking to me right now. Spirit is like, I'm going to need you to start telling your story. A lot of you need to show off a little bit. And it's not about showing off about what you have. It's not about like, oh, I secured the bag. I have this, I have that. No. People need to hear your stories because they need to see what the other side is like. They need to know and understand that this adversity, not only does it not last forever, but it leaves you better than how it found you. That's what people need to see right now, divine feminine. You are the blueprint. You are the example. I can't tell you how many times I'm seeing on social media of women, especially black women. I can't even front. It's been a lot of black women who have been like, oh, I'm getting a new apartment. My business is thriving. I just got 1 million sales. But we had to go through this first. It wasn't just handed to us. Not only did we work for it, we went through the pain, the agony, the misery, the adversity, all of that tough stuff. Some of us for years. Just like I'm hearing a year from now. A year from now, divine masculine, you can be in a completely different place. You can be here. You can be here. Look to the divine feminine. I'm hearing some divine masculines. Go on YouTube and start watching divine feminine readings, like from the perspective of the divine feminine, so you can really see and understand what I'm talking about here. You will bear witness to complete destruction. And also within yourself, there are parts of yourself that are going to die away, but they're dying away in order for new divine parts to be reborn. Seriously, like I'm shaking because of the intensity of this message. Divine feminine is like, look at me. Look at me as an example. Look at me as an example. Because I took adversity and interference comes by way of a lot of different things. Interference can be hanging around the same people, places, and things that no longer vibe on your level anymore. Interference can be people maliciously interfering. Misery loves company. And I learned this one the hard way. Misery loves company. And people, when you start shining your light, when you start looking at things from your divine perspective and you start exuding your natural self, which is of divinity, it makes people really angry. And it makes people, it shines a light on the darkness within certain people. It activates their demons, and they're really not comfortable with that. And in doing so, they will do everything to throw you off your path so that you don't ascend, so that you stay with them in the pits of hell. People will maliciously and intentionally do that and cause interference in your life. Trust and believe. A lot of people see you for who you really are, even when you don't. And I can attest to this one personally. People will see the greatness in you before you see it in yourself, and they will do anything to stop that greatness from coming forward. And they will really interfere with you. No lie. And some divine masculines, that's what's going to happen. People who you've known forever, for ages, people who were your boon coon buddies, they don't want to see you advance because they know that they can't advance themselves, and they know that you can't take them where you're going. So they want you to stay. They want you to stay and party. They want you to stay in this low vibrational bullshit. They want you to stay because that's their destiny, and they want that to be your destiny. You're going to be fighting inner demons and outer demons. That's what this adversity is. And that's where you get this wisdom. Because you learn from the actions and the intentions of others, and you learn from the actions and the intentions of yourself. You doing the shadow work is all about this. And I'm definitely going to do a video on shadow work because it's super important and necessary along this journey. But shadow work is all about adversity. It's overcoming adversity within yourself. So many times, there are people that do interfere with you, but a lot of them we interfere with ourselves as well. A lot of the things that we do, a lot of the programming that we stick to is all meant to block you from your actual divinity. And it's like Divine Feminine wants you to know, Divine Masculine, that this is what awaits you. This is what you're going to be experiencing. But look at me. Look at me as I'm not, well, yeah, you can look at me, but look at the Divine Feminine as an example of taking lemons and making lemonade, a lemon orchard, a lemon factory. Like, she took bad lemons and turned it into a whole bag. So that's what you need to do. Let's get some more cards out here and see what's up. Ugh, that's too many. Let's get one on Nine of Pentacles right here. Oh, still too many. Let's get one on that. I can't with this. This is just... All right. Let's get a card on Nine of Pentacles here. Right? We've got Thief. And this is part of the adversity that Divine Feminine wants you to know, Divine Masculine, is that people will take from you. They will take your resources. And a lot of times people will try to take your almost your greatest resource, which is your life force energy. People want to leech off you. But you know, thieves never steal from empty houses. So you've got to have something that people want in order for them to want to take it. And again, it's this life force energy. It's this divine energy that people are going to want to take from you. So the message here is protect yourself. Ground yourself and protect yourself, because people are going to come. And again, it's going to surprise you. Some of the people that really want to pull on your tug, they want to tug on your strings, they really want to hold you back. It's people that you would never think. So protect yourself. If you need to keep certain crystals on you, if you need to do certain meditations, especially guided meditations, do that in order to protect your energy, because right now your energy is your life and you need to protect it at all costs. Let's get one on the Tower. We got two here. We've got imprisonment. And we've got mature woman. All right. Some of you, Divine Masculines, have been stunted by your mothers or mother figures. The interference that you are experiencing or have been experiencing is a result of your mother. Some programming from your mother, some past activities from your mother, interactions with your mother. You get what I'm saying. It's what has been interfering in your development, in you going from where you're at to your full-fledged Divine Masculine being. It is your mother or a mother figure that has stunted you, that has put a block in front of you. And you are going to bear witness to seeing that crumble. That programming, that obstacle that I'm talking about, that interference, that adversity is going to crumble because it's not in alignment with who you really are. And it's not in alignment with your divinity. And you're going to see that fall away. But also know that in so being, it's going to hurt like hell. It's going to almost rip you apart, because if we're really talking about your mother and some of the things that she's done or you've experienced because of her, we're talking about really deep emotional wounds. Really deep emotional wounds. But again, you're going to be able to release those, or those are going to fall away or be destroyed or whatever. And it's going to result in a sense of inner peace, of inner tranquility for you. But just know that getting to that point is going to be very turbulent. Very turbulent. But it's nothing you can't handle. All right, let's get one on the universe. We've got false person. Like I said, this adversity, this interference, it's going to show you who the false people are around you, divine masculine. You're going to learn. You're going to be so, by the time you get like a year from now, let's say, you are going to be able to spot false people a mile away. Like I said, you're going to start noticing who around you is no good, and it's going to surprise you. But in time, like, that is a wisdom that you are going to pick up and that you are going to have for the rest of your life. Like, you're really going to see, you're going to be able to just look at someone and be like, yep, nope. Like, it's almost like swipe left, swipe right. You're going to look at someone and be like, oh, swipe right, oh, swipe left. Like, that's the wisdom that you're going to gain in this process. Let's get one on Ten of Wands. We've got sudden wealth. And again, this is the divine feminine saying to you, yo, look at me as an example. Like, I went through that adversity and that's how I got my come up. I didn't rely on anyone to, give me my come up. I did it myself out of this adversity. It's like, once you learn those lessons, once you go through that, once you do the work, this is what is on the other side, divine masculine. So just know that. Let's get one on the Princess of Wands. We got two here. We've got mature man. We've got a pair here. We've got mature man and mature woman. Both made their appearance in this reading. I love that. And that always happens in the divine partnership readings. I feel like y'all always show up, which is great. All right. So we've got mature man and we've got marriage here with the Princess of Wands. And she's like, yo, divine feminine is like, I want you to know that I'm ready to take this relationship to the next level, but you got to show up like this. Like, I need you to show up as the mature man. I need you to go through this process. I need you to go through this spiritual boot camp in order to get you to your divinity. And then we can talk about being together. I'm open to it. The divine feminine is letting you know, divine masculine, she's like, I'm open to it, but you got to come correct. You need to have done the work and show up as the mature man and match my level, match me where I'm at. And then we can talk about taking this to the next level and doing what it is that we need to do. All right, let's get one last one here on the Prince of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. We've got coffin. So there is this, it's like I'm hearing Biggie's, Notorious B.I.G.'s life after death is what I'm hearing. This is what happens after this spiritual death. And divine masculine, divine feminine wants you to know, yes, there is a spiritual death. There's a death of your old ways, of your old person into something completely new. This is life after death. This is Ten of Pentacles. Not only that, this message is saying that you've got ancestors who are helping you along this journey. Tap into them. Get to know them. They're definitely going to assist you so that you can get on mission. We've got occupation here at the bottom of the deck. So you can get on mission. So yes, divine masculine, divine feminine wants you to know, look at her as an example and see what happens, what this life after death is about. She is living proof and testimony of it, that adversity and interference are not lasting forever. They're not going to last forever. And that a year from now, you're going to be a completely different person in a completely different place. You just have to make sure that you do the work and that you open up your eyes and awaken the divine perception within you. There's a lot to be said here. There's a lot to gain here, but it's all good on the other side of everything. All right, Divine Masculine, that has been your message from the Divine Feminine. I hope that you've been able to get at least one message from this reading and that at least something resonated for you. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, that link is in the description box below. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Divine Feminine Works. Every week I do a series called The Week Ahead, which is just a quick and dirty tarot read on the upcoming energies for the week. So follow me there so you don't miss that. As always, my loves, I do everything from the bottom of my heart, and it's a true labor of love. If you feel so inclined and would like to tip me by buying me a coffee, that link is in the description box as well. It is a pleasure. It is a pleasure and an honor to read for you. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I'll see you next time.